just another nigga known with the strap, man. Don't cap or your ass going cap, man. You never mix business with new friends. Get booked, then cooked by the crack, man. You gon' make a nigga slide with my jacks, man. With a pump that'll leave a nigga flat dead. Put that bitch to his shit and shoot again. Face shots, make a op do a back bend.
39-year-old man is dead after a shooting last night in Chicago's Grand Crossing neighborhood. Chicago police are telling us they found the man unresponsive on a sidewalk at 71st Street and Michigan. He was taken to a hospital with gunshot wounds to his cheek and shoulder. He would be pronounced dead later at that hospital. No one has been arrested.
A man was shot and killed in the greater Grand Crossing neighborhood. The shooting happened near 71st in Indiana last night. Police found the 49-year-old victim unresponsive on the sidewalk after he had been shot in the cheek and shoulder. He was pronounced dead at the scene. No arrests were made. Police have not released any information on the shooter.
In other breaking news this morning, a 32-year-old man is in critical condition after he was shot while walking outside in River North. This happened around 2:15 this morning near LaSalle and Hubbard. Police say the man was walking when a person in a white SUV pulled up and a man got out and demanded his things. The suspect pulled out a gun and shot that man multiple times. He was taken to Northwestern. The suspect drove away. No one is in custody.
River North police say a man was shot and robbed. Officers tell us the victim was walking near Hubbard and LaSalle just after 2 this morning. When a white SUV pulled up, several men got out and demanded the victim's property. That's when one of the men pulled out a gun and shot the victim several times. He was taken to the hospital and at last check is in critical condition. So far, no arrests have been made.
Also new overnight, a man is in critical condition after he was shot in River North. This happened around 4 this morning. Police say the victim was walking outside near Hubbard and LaSalle when several men in a white SUV approached him. They demanded the man's property and one of the offenders started shooting. The victim was taken to the hospital in critical condition. No one is in custody. Right now, police are investigating.
A developing story we are following out of Chicago's River North neighborhood. A man is in critical condition after being shot during a robbery. This happened after 2 a.m. on North LaSalle Drive. Police say the 32-year-old was walking outside when someone got out of a white SUV and demanded his things. The suspect shot the 32-year-old multiple times, then got back into that SUV and left the area. No arrests have been made. Developing out of the south side, a woman is dead after a car crash in Jackson Park. This happened just after midnight on South Richards Drive. Police say a white sedan carrying 3 people crossed into oncoming traffic and collided head-on with a silver sedan. A 26-year-old woman from the white sedan died at the scene. 2 men from the same vehicle were taken to a hospital, one of them in critical condition. The driver of the silver sedan is also at a hospital in serious condition. Developing out of West Ridge, a 30-year-old man is hospitalized following a shooting on West North Shore Avenue. Police say he was sitting in his car when someone approached him and began arguing. The approaching man shot the 30-year-old and ran away from the area. The victim was taken to a hospital where he is in fair condition.
We're also following breaking news out of the West Ridge neighborhood. A 30-year-old man is in the hospital after he was shot while sitting inside his car. This happened just before 1:30 this morning on North Shore Avenue near Sacramento. Police say the victim was inside his car arguing with another man when that man pulled out a gun and started shooting. The victim was hit twice in the arm. The suspect ran away and has not been found yet by police.
We're also following breaking news out of Auburn Gresham this morning. A 38-year-old woman is now in the hospital after she was shot in the leg. It happened around 11:30 last night at 79th and Halstead. Police say the woman was walking outside when she was shot. She was taken to the hospital in fair condition. No one is in custody.
We now know the name of a woman killed in an alleged road rage argument. The medical examiner identifying her as 36-year-old Shade Ingram. It happened just after 3:30 yesterday afternoon at Chicago and Holman in the Humboldt Park neighborhood. Witnesses say that's where a physical fight broke out between Ingram and another woman in the middle of traffic. We're told during the argument, a 27-year-old pulled out a gun and shot Ingram several times in the chest.
I heard people arguing, so when I turned around, I seen two girls, and they were just about to get physical. And then the little girl, one girl was screaming, and another guy, and then the guy got in. Then I heard another lady's voice. Next thing you know, it's pa 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 pa.
Ingram was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital where she died. The alleged shooter is in custody and charges are pending.
There are reports of a shooting at an Amazon facility in south suburban Madison. Amazon security and police from nearby Richton Park responded around 2 this morning. We've reached out to Amazon and local officials for confirmation about what exactly happened there.
Hi, Dana. Hi, Marissa. Information is still limited at this hour. We do hope that police get back to us soon. In the meantime, this is about as close as we or anybody from the public can get to this facility on any given day. Entrances over there to the building with the blue, border up top, that's the Amazon facility, they are gated. And we do know that, or we're working to confirm if there was a shooter on the property, if that person worked for Amazon, or if that victim worked for Amazon, working to figure that out.
Unlawful use of a weapon, attempted homicide, Madison, 7001 Balmer Road, Madison.
That address, the Madison Amazon facility, where officers were on guard overnight. You can see crime tape blocking off a door and investigators working the scene. The dispatcher called it an attempted homicide, but it may be worse than that. An internal Amazon memo circulating the internet says a third-party vendor passed away as a result of senseless act of violence. We are working to confirm the veracity of that employee communication. Unfortunately, people who work at this warehouse are no stranger to crime here. In 2024, police say a fight between employees in the parking lot led to a shooting. A 33-year-old woman suffered a graze wound to her head, and shots flew in the same parking lot in 2022. No one was injured in that case. CBS Skywatch did capture investigators laying down multiple evidence markers. Police say the two people at the center of that shooting took off before they arrived. Now, as I mentioned, we have reached out to Madison Police. We've also, of course, reached out to Amazon to see if anybody can explain to us what happened this time. And unfortunately for Amazon, they're also dealing with a murder at their Melrose Park Amazon facility that happened earlier this month. An Amazon spokesperson said then that they were ramping up security at that location in wake of the shooting. We'll let you know what's happening here in Madison as soon as we know more. I'm Laura Victor reporting live in the South Suburbs, CBS News, Chicago.
It was just in from a South suburb this morning. A deadly shooting is under investigation outside an Amazon fulfillment center off Volmer Road in Madison. A village spokesperson tells us an Amazon employee got into a fight in the parking lot. That employee was shot and later died. This happened shortly before midnight. So far, no arrests have been made, and the facility is currently shut down.
News update at 6:46. One person is dead from a shooting at an Amazon facility in Madison. Madison spokesperson Sean Howard joining us live on the phone right now. Sean, can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Give us a rundown, if you can, Sean, exactly what happened here.
Well, thanks, Val. Thanks, Diane. Shortly before midnight, there was an employee who was in the employee parking lot at the time and got into an altercation with a subject that I can just say for now. And from that altercation, 3 to 4 shots were fired. Unfortunately, the employee died there on the scene. There is no immediate threat to the area. Police are investigating. I can say at this point, this isn't typical of the village of Madison. We're a relatively safe community. And our good partner, Amazon, they have a wonderful security and professional operation there. We're working in collaboration to ensure we can find out how this happened, obviously. But again, there's no immediate threat to the area. We can say for now there is a person of interest to which we're seeking, but again, there's no immediate threat to the area.
So has that person of interest been arrested?
There's no one in custody at this time. No, not at this time. We're asking people if they can avoid the area. We put the facility on lockdown for investigative reason, not because of a search committee of anyone, but just for investigative reasons, fact-finding issues, those type of things. But once again, we will have more to say in the next few hours, hopefully. But for now, it is an isolated incident, and there's no immediate threat to the area.
And do we have any idea, Sean, about the victim? Do we have any identification or any kind of information regarding the victim?
We're still early on, and, there's an issue involving next of kin, so we want to be very vague with that information in respect to the family for now. But once again, once that becomes official, we will release that information.
And you said that the facility is in a lockdown. And you said there's no threat. So in other words, this person took off, but police are not worried about potentially harming anybody else?
No, we're not. That's not on the radar for now. Once again, there's no immediate threat to the area, but the police are definitely on top of this, and we hope to have something soon.
And the person who was shot and killed is an employee of the Amazon facility in Matheson?
Yes, Val, that would be correct. And once again, we're in that next of kin contact mode right now, so I want to be respectful to the family and not disclose any information beyond that. But once again, no immediate threat. And Val, you've visited Matheson several times, and you know we're a relatively safe community. And Amazon is a great business partner. They have a wonderful security operation, so there is a spirit of cooperation there, and we hope to have some form of details later in the afternoon.
It's just a sad morning because, as you mentioned, it's a safe community, a quiet community. And of course, this kind of information and news rocks that community because there is the fear of, was this an isolated incident? And so it's good that you came on and told us this was just something that happened there. There is no immediate threat to the public in that area. Of course, our condolences to the family of this man who was shot and killed this morning. And of course, to the employees who will now be without that coworker.
And thank the two of you and the good folks at ABC7 for cooperating with us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Sean, thanks so much for joining us this morning. If you can, give us an update. We'll hopefully check in with you a little bit later if there's more information to be had here. Thanks so much, Sean. Appreciate your information.
Sure thing.
Police in Madison are investigating a fatal shooting at the Amazon fulfillment facility near Harlem and Vollmer. Police say there was an altercation between an Amazon employee and another person in the parking lot overnight. 3 or 4 shots were fired. The victim was identified as Dylan Perkins. He was an Amazon employee. Police say there is no immediate threat to the public. This is the 3rd shooting reported in or around the center since it opened 5 years ago.
Hey there, ladies. Good morning to the both of you. Yes, we are currently working to confirm if this was a CTA employee or if this was a possible passenger. Right now, take a look. We're at 99th and State. You can see that police presence here. They just added more tape at this crime scene within the last couple of minutes. Right now, if you're not familiar with where this area is, this 99th and State area, this is a CTA train yard that's here as well. And this is right where the Dan Ryan starts to split into the Bishop Ford, and you start to make your way onto the Bishop Ford to head towards the south suburbs. That's where all of this is taking place, on this bridge right here. According to Chicago police, right now, the only thing that we know is that they were called to this area at 4:15 this morning for reports of shots fired. We know that there was a 57-year-old man who was found with a gunshot wound to the chest right here at this location. That man was taken to Christ Hospital in critical condition as Area 2 detectives continue to investigate. Over the last 30 minutes or so, as we've continued working to try to gather any evidence that we could, we did hear over police scanner that this possibly could have been a CTA employee, and we're also learning over scanner that this person may have died. But again, Chicago police have not confirmed those details at this time, and we are still working with our sources to try to confirm that information as well. So once again, we're at 99th and State. What we know is that it was a 57-year-old man taken to the hospital in critical condition with a gunshot wound to the chest, and waiting for police to confirm right now if it was a CTA employee, whether it was a passenger, although this is a train yard and the 95th Street stop is about 4 blocks north of here. But again, still things to work to figure out this morning. For now, we're live in Roseland. I'm Darius Johnson, CBS News, Chicago.
All right, Darius, we'll check back in with you shortly here. Thank you so much. Val and Diane, I just confirmed with Chicago police the 57-year-old man who was shot in the chest around 4:15 this morning at a CTA maintenance shop has now died. Take a look. Police are keeping us pretty far back here on State Street at Wabash, although the crime scene itself is 1 block further near what we believe is a CTA train yard. The CTA confirms there was a disturbance outside a train maintenance shop, but will not give any specific details beyond that right now. We're told that man was taken to Christ Hospital in critical condition, where he later died. Now, it's unclear if he was a CTA employee, given the area had limited access at the CTA train yard. We are working to confirm that information right now. The closest station is a Red Line stop at 95th, but no trains on the Red Line are stopped or impacted by this. Again, there's a pretty large police presence here with officers canvassing the scene and searching for shell casings. So once we are able to confirm some more information, whether he was in fact a CTA employee or not, we'll of course pass that information along to you.
A man from Joliet is sentenced to 73 years in prison for murder and attempted murder. 44-year-old Matthew Rutledge shot and killed Quentin Woods in 2019. He also shot Woods' sister, Tiffany Williams. The Will County State's Attorney's Office says the victims went to Rutledge's home to look for missing money. Williams had been in a relationship with Rutledge. Rutledge and his wife were home at the time. An argument broke out and Rutledge opened fire.
Most people know her by one name.
Nobody really know my government name.
Glizzy Glow. Millions know the music. But few know the story behind the microphone, before the stages, before the record deal. Just 4 months ago, she signed with Interscope Records.
I just want to thank everybody for being there with me on this journey. It's been a long time coming. Thank you for believing in me.
It wasn't an easy road to get here. The entrepreneur and hairstylist turned rapper was raised by her grandmother in a neighborhood where violence often makes headlines. But inside her home, there was always another lesson.
My grandmother's house was the house that all the kids in the neighborhood, if they didn't have food at home, they could come there and eat. Later on, probably in the next year or two, I want to open a Boys and Girls Club.
Glizzy Glow remembers growing up, but she had to do it fast. She became a mother at just 17. Instead of giving up on her future, she says motherhood gave her a reason to chase it.
It was hard, but I finished school. I went to college, so it was just like I really stuck it out. Looking at the bigger picture, like, okay, I got kids now, so I really got a reason to be everything that I want to be.
At 19, she was building businesses, raising 2 children, then walked away from everything to chase the dream that scared her most, music.
And I just was like, okay, this is my dream, this is my passion, this is what I wake up every day and be happy with. So I'm gonna just trust the process. And that's when I knew, like, this is what I really wanted to do.
Chicago rap has often been defined by tragedy, shootings, arrests, and a generation of artists lost far too soon. Glizzy Glow says she refuses to be another chapter in that story.
I feel like me being one of those artists that's not gang affiliated and that's neutral with everybody, I feel like I'm spreading that positivity and love in the city to where when I make music, it brings good energy. So I'm just really trying to shine a light on Chicago outside of what they call drill music.
Some people say, just black people influencing the culture with bad stuff. And see, that's why the kids are following that culture.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
Everything starts at home. Because, okay, you can't have everything from these kids, or sometimes music that people make is just for entertainment and it just end up escalating to other things. But I feel like a lot of this stuff started with the parent.
Glizzy Glow doesn't have to imagine what many Chicago kids are up against. She lived it.
Have you had friends to pass away?
I did.
The rapper says she can't change where she came from, but she hopes to change where the next generation is going.
I want to advise all the kids to stay in school. It is cool to be in school. That's the best advice I can give because you can never be too educated.
Tia Ewing, Fox Chicago.